Hey there, folks. Adam here going live. Very isolated storm risk. This is basically just for areas south of Niagara Falls. And let's just go jump and take a look at the radar. That is the notification I just sent out. And let's take a look at the radar at this point in time. We were up to a 1% tornado risk on it now as well, too. So we've got this hailstorm coming in. Could have some strong winds in there as well, too. And it is moving to the northeast right now. We've been talking about this storm pretty much all day, waiting for this intense storm to come into the Fort Erie area. So basically, it looks like it may affect Port Colborne, maybe just east of Port Colborne, Crystal Beach, Stevensville, Fort Erie area. And it seems to be right on time. It was supposed to head in right at about 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. It's 4:42. So now is the time. An isolated tornado cannot be entirely ruled out with this particular storm, although at this point in time, I don't think we're seeing anything as far as strong rotation is concerned, so that is a good thing. But it's going to be bringing some hail. You can see a little hail core there with it. Strong winds are possible as well, too. And so we just wanted to go live just to basically just keep a close eye on this storm because it's the one we've been anticipating all day. The overall risk it's a marginal risk. It's not like some super duper strong risk. But we've been watching it on the models last night, this morning, and this afternoon, and it's been pretty much the storm we've been waiting for all day. And now it's shown up, and it's heading straight towards Fort Erie. So I was like, you know what? I should probably go live, at least just to keep an eye on the storm. Again, so far it's not too exciting. I'm looking at it from Buffalo radar. I'm looking at it from Cleveland. I'm looking at it from Exeter and from King City. And so far, it looks like it's a pretty potent storm, but nothing too significant just yet. So we'll see what it does. It may just be a storm with a little bit of hail and passes by, and that's it. And that would be great. That would be preferable. But I was like, you know what? I think should probably go live and keep an eye on this one right now. If I switch over to Buffalo radar, let's see here. Yeah, see Buffalo radar, it looks about the same. You can see the overall risks here on Instant Weather Pro. It's up to a 19% total severe risk now. So that keeps trending up. Every single radar update, that trends up. That updates every 2 minutes. So only a 1% tornado risk right now, which is good. It's nice and low. 3% severe wind risk, and then 11% severe hail risks. So mainly a hail risk with this storm. Torrential rain. Obviously, there's going to be frequent lightning with it as well. But at this point in time, it seems to be mainly a risk for hail, strong winds, and torrential rain. So, and of course, lightning. Let me just talk to Brennan here in the background. I'm just saying maybe because he's notifying folks that I'm live right now, but I'm like, maybe you'll just do a small notification. Maybe it doesn't have to be some giant province-wide notification for such an isolated risk. Might not necessarily need to be something too significant because it's basically one storm moving into one area. So, I don't think we necessarily need to wake everybody else up to say, hey, we're live streaming. Let's go take a look at some of the other alerts around Canada at the moment. We got snowfall warnings in Alberta and basically just getting close to the edge of Calgary here. Let's take a look at those details real quick. 10 to 25 centimeters. Atlanta's working on a forecast at the moment. Localized amounts of 10 to 15 are possible over a short period of time. So, yeah, pretty intense little snowfall risk here in Alberta. Along the foothills and, of course, into areas like Airdrie, areas south of Red Deer. So we'll see how that progresses. And there's another snowfall warning here for Manitoba and parts of Saskatchewan as well. So while we're dealing with thunderstorms, they're dealing with some more snow. 10 to 20 centimeters expected for eastern Saskatchewan and western Manitoba. Dauphin area, basically. And Yorkton, I believe, is in here as well. Yeah, the Yorkton area of Saskatchewan. So yeah, so a little bit of snowfall risk there, and then we go back down, and you can see the polygon that I created earlier today, this blue one here, which is basically representative of the Environment Canada forecast, which mentioned wind risk up to 90 kilometers an hour, and I think they said 1 centimeter hail. And so I mentioned that in those details. Let's see here. Environment Canada says you a moderate forecast for 90 kilometer an hour winds and 1 centimeter hail. Covers Niagara, London, Kitchener, Hamilton. Most folks just basically had a windy day. Wasn't too intense. I did mention here we at Instant Weather are seeing a brief window for a tornado risk along the Lake Erie shoreline, mainly in the Fort Erie and Niagara regions this afternoon. And the Storm Prediction Center as well highlighted a 2% tornado risk that went right up to the border. So it's not entirely out of the question. Will it actually manifest into a tornado? Probably unlikely, but stranger things have happened, especially in this area. I mean, if you remember those tornadoes last year were pretty wild that went through kind of the Fort Erie area into Buffalo. Those were pretty wild. Severe thunderstorm warning now has been issued, as you can see here in the yellow. Thank you for bringing that up, Cole, as well. Environment Canada has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see what their details are. Let's see, yada, yada, yada. Line of severe thunderstorms is located 15 kilometers south of Port Colborne to 30 kilometers south of Rock Point Provincial Park, moving northeast at 40 kilometers an hour. The main risks are 90 kilometer an hour wind gusts. Locations impacted include Fort Erie, Crystal Beach, basically. So yeah, heading right towards Fort Erie. So models are pretty good with this one. Sometimes they say there's going to be a storm there and there's not. Sometimes they say there's not going to be a storm there and there is. And then there are times like today where it says 5 o'clock, storm through Fort Erie, and it's 4:48, and there's a storm heading towards Fort Erie. So there are times that does occur. So we'll see what happens with it. It is basically heading northeast, pretty much. Yeah, to the northeast. I'm not sure what's going on with our storm direction arrows. These are a bit experimental, so sometimes they go a little haywire. For some reason, it says it's moving to the northwest, which it's not. What we're going to do, I think we're going to hybrid them with the storm tracks from the National Weather Service, because I think they are pointing to the northeast at this point in time. So it'd be nice to do a hybrid, kind of say, which way are the storm tracks, which way are all the different storm tracks pointing, and then try to make some consensus. Oh, and then it just updated, and now it's moving the right way. So let's see what the percentages are too now. So still 1% tornado risk on it, 5% severe wind risk, and a 10% severe hail risk. So we'll see what happens with this one. This is the main storm that we're watching closely, and actually we switch over to King City radar. You can see a little hail core right here heading into Schistler Point, Shirkston, Crystal Beach area. So basically running right into Crystal Beach. The strongest part of it might actually miss Fort Erie to the northwest, but I think overall the storm is heading in that direction. So Fort Erie should be seeing this right now. But yeah, so severe thunderstorm warning from Environment Canada. So good to see they're on the ball with this one. And we just have to kind of wait and see how this storm does develop over the next little bit here. Maybe start to rotate, maybe not. We'll see. But this whole line is kind of moving in that direction. So there might be multiple storms. There might be a little bit of flooding risk as well, too, when you have multiple storms tracking over the same area over and over again. And hello, everyone in the comments. Sorry, I haven't got to you yet here. Dottie says, hello, Adam. And chatters. Hello, Dottie. Thank you so much for your subscription to our, for becoming a member of our YouTube channel. Let's see here. Just going through the comments. Hi, Laura. Hi, Melissa. Let's see here. This Melissa says, hi, Adam from the Barrie Go train. Oh, you're on the train right now. Nice. Robbie says, welcome back to the team. I've been watching the American guys do their thing over the past 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been pretty wild down south, hasn't it? Something in more ways than one. Something following along with I do Instant Weather Pro. Perfect. Awesome. Glad you're enjoying Instant Weather Pro. Lots of cool updates coming to it. We're working hard on it. The app versions, again, it's pretty much done. So we have to do one update to fix the hourly thing for the Android, and then it's push out Instant Weather Pro on the app. So that'll be cool. Lippy says, according to my Nintendo Switch, it's 2034. You might want to update your clock on that one. Update your calendar. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for joining in here. I'm just scrolling through the comments. Miss Musk Oxen says, when will the storm risk go up to 56 degrees north? That is dependent on a few different factors, so it might take a little bit of time. I think probably late this year, if not early, like spring next year, was the idea. We'll see how that goes down. We're a little bit reliant on some other data sources to make that happen, so we'll have to see if they do what they have promised. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll see. Let's see here. Dottie says, question, just heard a plane go very low and loud over the GTA. Are they being diverted? I don't think so. I don't see any reason why they would be being diverted. I mean, there's a little storm in Toronto right now, but I don't think so. Nothing too significant. Will Paris see that storm? Probably not. This storm is basically just tracking to the northeast directly into the Niagara region at the moment. Just watching different updates happen in real time here and waiting to see how it develops. It's got a nice structure to it, though. I should probably load it up in 3D, but I didn't prepare that, so I'll have to get that ready so we can have more 3D storms. And that's also going to be launching too, so lots happening. And another storm popping up down here, south of the border, east of Cleveland as well, tracking to the northeast. Let's see. And this one's looking even stronger here down in the States. 5% tornado risk on that one. But yeah, this is the storm we're paying close attention to, the one heading into Fort Erie right now. You can see the storm direction arrows are on point at the moment. I mean, if I animate this, you can see which way it's going. It's actually moving. They're pretty much on point. It's moving a little bit maybe more north than that arrow is saying. Maybe a little bit more this way, but they should be curving. I wasn't sure if these storms were even going to reach Fort Erie recently because I was just like looking at the latest data, and it looked like they were just going to trim the border and just basically go through Buffalo, but it looks like, and then I saw them shooting directly towards Fort Erie. I'm like, that's it, I'm going live. Haven't been live in a while, and I figured, you know what, we should keep a close eye on these storms for sure. Thankfully right now I'm not seeing any rotation, which is good. That may change, but as of right now there is no rotation, no significant rotation on these, which is good. Like, you can't count out, like a landspout tornado or something to that extent, but it's pretty rare. Although we already had one in Alberta this year. There already has been a tornado this season. It was a landspout. I think it's the earliest documented landspout in Alberta's history. I believe so. I don't know if it's the earliest documented one in Canadian history. That might be possible. I'm not entirely convinced, but I'll have to ask Dave about that one. But yes, thanks for joining us on the live stream. We are watching one tiny little area. So if you're like, I live anywhere but Niagara, near Buffalo, then you're fine, pretty much. I mean, there's some strong winds out there. We were looking at the strong wind data from earlier. I think there was a wind gust of 85 kilometers an hour in Windsor, that's pretty strong. That's really close to severe, actually. Severe would be 90 and above. So an 85 kilometer an hour gust is pretty darn strong for the Windsor area. So, and I know people said in southwestern Ontario it was quite windy, and you can see there is a special weather statement from Environment Canada from Windsor all the way through London regarding the winds. So if you look at the details here on Instant Weather Pro, you can see wind gusts near 80 kilometers an hour. So they're not expecting them to hit severe levels there. But as we saw, there was a wind gust in Windsor of, I believe it was 85 was the highest we saw. Let's see here. All right, so again, the storm direction arrows seem to be pointing the right way, so that's good news. Let's see here. They were pointing in strange directions earlier, and in some areas they're just pointing like this kind of stuff. We got to work on this. It's experimental. You can see the storm is clearly moving to the northeast, but for some reason, probably because it's back building a bit, the arrow has started to push to the west, which is kind of silly. So we'll work on that. Let's see what's going up here. Oh, there's actually a little bit of hail over Georgian Bay right now, and maybe some gusty winds. It says 83 kilometers on radar, but probably at the surface it would be less. I think the main risk is definitely down here near, obviously we have a severe thunderstorm warning from Environment Canada right now. And we're just going to watch this storm and see what it does. 9% total severe risk at the moment, which is a little weaker than it was before. If these storms do train over this area, so if we get multiple storms over the same area for a while, then we could actually see a flooding risk. That might actually be the only story here, depending on what the storm decides to do over the next few frames. But yeah, this might only be the only story here might actually be that from Crystal Beach over to Fort Erie gets storm after storm after storm here, and then ends up with a little bit of flooding. So that might be the case. We'll have to see how this does develop. And this one south of the border is looking pretty grumpy here. As you can see, 4% tornado risk, 23% severe wind risk on IW storm risk on Instant Weather Pro. Huge thanks to those who have subscribed to Instant Weather Pro, by the way. You can do so if you head over to instantweatherpro.com. Let me find that link. There we go. Put it at the bottom of the screen. And again, same prices as it was last season, which is $99 for the year, which works out to $11 and something or so for, if you break it down per month. We will be doing a monthly option. Once we launch the app version of it, there will be a monthly option available. Obviously, you'll save money if you do the yearly one. But huge thank you to all those who have subscribed. You're the reason we're able to keep improving this and updating it and adding more features and really great stuff. But if you want the most advanced radar suite for Canada, I would definitely say that it would be this one with the fastest updating alerts. We actually have all of the alerts, where there are some other apps that miss a lot of the alerts for some reason, but that's not great, especially if you're relying on it. Yeah. So anyways, we continue to watch this storm as it goes through Niagara. I don't foresee this live stream being that long. We're going to basically watch this storm go through Fort Erie, see what it does, and at that point in time, probably shut down the stream. But we just wanted to go live. Happy Easter to those who to celebrate it. Those who celebrate it. And Cole says, yeah, the highest gust was 84 kilometers an hour in Windsor earlier. So there's that. Let me just jump in the comments here and say hi. Thank you so much for the super chat, a Canadian Nice. Found you right after Trump's first term and have loved you since. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. That's an interesting point of timing. But you've been with us for a while then, for sure. So thank you so much. Appreciate the super chat. It's very kind of you. And let's see here. Robbie says we're finally going to get dark mode in the Android app. Oh, we sure are. I can't wait. When I'm trying to look at it in like a dark room at night, and it's like the bright white hourly drives me nuts. So that's coming. That's definitely coming. I hope everyone's going to be okay. Agreed. Absolutely. So far, predicted 5 p.m. spot on. I know, eh? Could the timing be any closer? I don't think so. Look at Speed says, out here having flashbacks to the 140 kilometer an hour straight line winds from 2 summers ago. Yeah, those are brutal. Let's see here. Just going through the comments. Oh, Sean from Edmonton says, very heavy pop-up shower in Edmonton at the moment. Thanks for the update. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Let me just get rid of this banner. Also, you can download our free app if you don't want to subscribe to Instant Weather Pro. It's all good. We do have a great free app called Instant Weather, and you can download it for free at instantweatherapp.com. The update, by the way, for the one south of the borders went to 18% tornado risk. Whoa, that is quite a jump. Yeah, machine learning here is quite excited about that one. How's our storm doing? 15% severe wind risk now, so that has jumped up quite a bit on that storm heading towards Fort Erie at the moment, going through Crystal Beach. Do we have anybody in Crystal Beach that can safely give us details on what's happening with that storm? Let's see here. Cody says, yeah, we did get a brief burst of rainfall here, and he's from Edmonton as well. Julian says, will Ottawa get a storm? You might see a storm today, but likely nothing severe from what we can tell. It's starting to be a little bit of a hook. Let's see if we can get the latest frame here. That's the 52. There should be another frame coming shortly. Now, is that because that's 0.3? Where are the in-between frames? I got to work on that. Sometimes the US in-between frames, like, so 452, so there should be a 5 o'clock frame, but I don't know where it went. So 444, 452, yeah, there seems to be some missing frames there we need to work on. Oh, the joys of development. And now the arrow is going completely the wrong way, so we need to work on the arrows, we need to work on the missing frames in the US. Fun. Let's see here. Let's see what it looks like from Canada's radar. Thunderstorm in Fort Erie, right on time, eh? Future radar said it was going to be there at 5 o'clock, and it's 5:02. Could it get any more specific? It said 5 o'clock hours ago. Hours ago. Let's see here. Tornado Pro says Ottawa might get a minor thunderstorm. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's not a guarantee, but, you know, there's been pop-up storms across Ontario today. Nothing too significant, but some lightning and thunder. And some strong winds down southwest. But, yeah, nothing too significant at this point in time. This storm south of the border, though, 18% tornado risk. Not too far. By the way, if you do have Instant Weather Pro and you go to single mode, so let me switch over to single mode, then you can actually measure stuff. So let's see how far that super strong storm is south of the border. So if I click the little icon, the little circle at the top right, let's see here. From Fort Erie, it would be 58 kilometers away. So a storm with 18% tornado risk, which is quite potent. 50, what did I say? Almost 60 kilometers away. But then we have this storm, which is right on top of Fort Erie right now. Thankfully, again, I'm not seeing anything too significant as far as rotation is concerned. Here's hoping it doesn't produce anything tornado-wise. Only a 1% tornado risk on it right now, as per IW storm risk. So that is good news for those in Fort Erie. We were a bit concerned with what we saw on the data that there could be an isolated tornado, but seeing those numbers is good. So yeah, there's that little bit of a hook right there. Tiny little hook on that, but nothing to support it rotation-wise here. Again, stranger things have happened in the Fort Erie area. They've had their fair share of pretty wild storms. And the stuff in Crystal Beach is heading their way as well, too, because this whole thing is moving. It's moving really far north. I'm surprised how much it's pushing to the north. You can see it's really stretching that way. So this part of the storm here that's near Crystal Beach right now with a little bit of hail, it's pretty possible that it's going to track towards Fort Erie as well. Mainly a Fort Erie day. Let's see here. Oh, it looks like we did get a report on Ontario Storm Reports on Facebook. If you're not on there, by the way, you might want to jump on that group. It's a pretty incredible group. We're 500,000 followers now on that group, 500,000 members, which is incredible. Let me go actually take a look at some of these reports. Okay, really interesting here. Let's jump over to that right now. So this is from Ian McLeod. I hope I pronounced that right. Ian McLeod. Facing east, panning to the north-south. You can see that storm. This is from Port Colborne, so this is just west of that storm. Taking a look at it here. This is from Kathleen, and she is posting from Port Perry as well. Thank you for your report. Appreciate it. Here's another shot from Port Colborne at 5 p.m. So that's a pretty good shot of that storm. That's pretty low-hanging. You got a little bit of scud going on here, a little bit of dangly stuff. I don't know if that's that's basically the edge of the shelf at the moment. But that is quite the shot. Thank you for that. Monika posted that. And that is a pretty solid. Look how dark that sky is. That's pretty wild. That is a dark-facing sky. Oof. Let's see here. Sandy says we have had some lightning, thunder, and Fort Erie seems eerily calm right now. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. Ace says, how's Wallaceburg? Wallaceburg is fine. It's just going to be windy in the southwest. But you'll be fine. Cut says, Adam, I asked about the 3D thing during the ice storm. Sorry, can you run it for the storm? I don't have the latest version of it. I need the latest version of it to get it running. The latest version of it is coming in a couple days for me to test. So I am not able to show it off just right now. But the next live stream for sure, we'll have it going. Where is this? This is Fort Erie. And this was how long ago? This was at 4:46 from Amy. Thank you, Amy, for the report. So that's the storm coming into Fort Erie right there. You can see it's moving because you can see the rain curtains are really like tilted, right? You can see they're really tilted sideways, which means it's just the storm's just pulling and all that rain is falling behind it. You can really see it moving. Let's jump back over to Instant Weather Pro and take a look at the storm. And it's cooking pretty good. Oh, we've gone to blue, eh? Oh, now we're at a 5% tornado risk on that storm. Okay, that changed. Machine learning has now gone up to 5% tornado risk, 26% severe wind risk on that storm. Oh boy. That's quite a jump in one frame. That jumped quite a bit. Let's see here. I'm not seeing anything too significant for rotation, which is great news. We don't want to see strong rotation there. That would be a problem. The storm to the south has really pumped up. This is south of Lake Erie, a 23% tornado risk right now, down south of the border, and that is down near Leon. I believe that's in New York State. Yeah, you can see the state line there. So in New York State, northeast of Jamestown, New York, is that storm down there. And wow, it really jumped up in percentages, 23% tornado risk on it. But ours has jumped up to 5, which is something. So machine learning says 5% tornado risk on that storm now. It's got that little bit of a hook. We'll have to see what happens on the next frame here. But it's kicking it up a notch. It's mainly missing Fort Erie to the west, but it's just right on Fort Erie's doorstep at the moment. So we'll see. Carrie says, Adam, the storm is looking really bad along Fort Erie. Thank you for the update, Carrie. She says the clouds are crazy. That's not good. That's not good. Hexagonal says, remember when there was a really high tornado risk in the Ottawa area and nothing happened? You have to remember that nothing is guaranteed with these storms. Still at a 5% tornado risk. It has just updated. 32% severe wind risk now. Yeah, nothing is guaranteed with these storms. Remember when the Ottawa region had a high risk of tornadoes and 2 tornadoes touched down in the same day? So, it's day by day. I don't like the look of this hook here down by Crystal Beach. A little bit of a hook on this storm right here. Right here near Buffalo Heights, Wave Crest area, Thunder Bay Road. This is eastern Crystal Beach at the moment. And on the latest update, it's really starting to tighten up there. And we're at a 5% tornado risk right now on Instant Weather Pro here. 33% total severe risk, 5% tornado risk, 32% severe wind risk on that storm. And that is cooking towards the Fort Erie area, areas south of Niagara Falls. So if I back up here, you can see St. Catharines up here. You can see Niagara Falls right here. And that storm is heading to the northeast, very strongly to the northeast, moving quite quickly. And I don't like the look of that hook. I'm not seeing anything as far as really focused rotation at the moment underneath that. The nice thing about Instant Weather Pro is you can swipe back and forth between the wind product and the rain. So basically reflectivity and velocity. Let's go to tilt 2 and see what's happening here. So there is this would kind of look like rotation, but I think this is just noise. We have updated to a 6% tornado risk now. Okay, we just got an update. You saw the color change of blue. They went to almost like a baby blue here, and now we're at 37% severe wind risk. 6% tornado risk on that storm. Mandy says, just posted a couple pics from Fort Erie. Did you post those on Ontario Storm Reports on Facebook? If so, let me know, and I'll go and check them out. Ouch. I just ripped a hangnail off. Okay. Let me jump over to that, see if we have some new updates from Where did it go? Oh, I see. I'll tab my way over. Okay. Let me just refresh Ontario storm reports here and scroll down. Oh, this is from Fort Erie. Yeah, so you're right on the edge of it. So you can't really see it yet, but it's coming on in. But yeah, thank you for that report. I appreciate it. And that was Mandy. Yeah, thank you, Mandy. Appreciate that. Yeah. Carrie says I see some minor rising of the clouds from the horizon. Yeah, I could see that happening for sure. Finer Gain says that hook looks very chunky. It sure does. It sure does. Looks like there are some thunderstorms in Alberta right now as well, too. I see Brandon Hauk posting about those in southeastern Alberta. We can go take a peek at those at some point. I just want to keep a close eye on the storm at the moment. Let me jump over to Instant Weather Pro again. And yeah, we've jumped up to a 37% total severe risk on that storm. So machine learning is quite excited about this particular storm at the moment. And 5 o'clock is... We've talked about it for years, but 5 o'clock is prime time. We just had our birthday, by the way, so we turned 12 years old. So Instant Weather is now 12 years old. Yeah, but that hook near Crescent Park, near Crescent Beach. Don't like the look of that storm. Let's see what it looks like from Canadian radar. Hell, the one to the south looks ridiculous now. This one near Leon, New York is 41% tornado risk and a 68% severe risk. This is only 60 kilometers south of the international border. 60 kilometers south, that storm is really cooking strong. 71% total severe risk on that storm. Oof. Are there no alerts on that storm? What's going on? That thing's a beast. There is a severe thunderstorm warning from Environment Canada on this one, which is going through Crystal Beach into the Fort Erie area. Being picked up a bit better by the Buffalo radar, clearly, because Buffalo radar is right here. It's right beside it. And that's the 507 update. We should get a new update soon. But yeah, that hook, I don't like the look of that hook. And what are we at still for percentages? Still 6%. We'll wait for an update on that, which should be relatively soon. So it's been interesting. It has been interesting so far. Someone asked if we could show lightning strikes. There's not much lightning on this storm, surprisingly. It's just a tiny bit, but nothing too significant at the moment. Bailey says there's very little wind in Fort Erie right now. It's like the calm before the storm. Gabby says, don't forget that the National Weather Service has been decimated by cuts. Could affect the warning system. It could. It's possible. Okay, Peter says, just saw a waterspout over Lake Erie looking south from Port Colborne. Okay. Really? Do you have a picture of that, Peter? Can you share that? Are you on Facebook by any chance? If you are, can you share it to Ontario Storm Reports? If you have a video, it would be great as well, too. If you're not on Facebook, can you email it to us? You can email it to us at help@instantweather.ca. I'll put that link on the screen here at the bottom left. If you could send that help@instantweather.ca to us, we would appreciate it. But if you are on Facebook, it's a lot easier for the report to just get out to everybody. So if you go to Facebook, search for Ontario Storm Reports, you'll see the group that has 500,000 members, and I would definitely upload that pretty please. Carrie says clouds are rotating over my house. That's not good. And from Port Colborne, he sees a waterspout over Lake Erie. That's not good. Okay. I'm going to assume that is a legit report, and I'm going to prepare that. If you could send that photo, that would be excellent, just so I can verify it. I'm going to go create a... one second here. I'm going to go prepare a notification for that one. So from Port Colborne, waterspout reported. And I'm going to go all the way up to here. Oh boy. What does waterspout mean? It's a tornado on the water. Yeah, and we have, and Carrie is saying that the clouds are rotating right over her right now, which is not good. So the clouds are going pretty bananas at the moment. I'm going to prepare that notification. Let me just do that in the background here. So, water spout reported. Water spout has been reported on this storm tracking into the Fort Crystal Beach and Fort Erie area. It was seen from Port Colborne. How do you pronounce? How do you spell that? I always forget how to spell that properly. Where did his report? It was Peter Gallinger. Thank you very much, Peter. Colbourne. Colbourne. Seen from Port Colborne. I'm going to adjust this. In rare cases, water spouts can track onto land and produce an isolated tornado. Okay, I'm preparing that. I'm not gonna send it out though until I get a photo or a video from Peter just to confirm it. Because we have had some trolls in the past, so I want to make sure it's a verifiable report. Fort Erie does look pretty wild though. There's definitely a hook on that storm. And the timing here, hopefully when he sends it to me, would be something like 5:20-ish. But let's see. Has Peter messaged again since that report? We could say unverified. Unverified waterspout report. An unverified has been reported on the storm tracking into the Crystal Beach where it was seen from Port Colborne. We could say unverified. It might be good to just get the word out, assuming that it's BORNE. Is it? Did he? Someone said that water spouts are not very strong. They range from EF0 to EF2 or EF1. Yeah, that would be that would be fair weather water spouts. But in this particular case, it could be just potentially a supercell tornado that happens to be on the water. So in that case, it maybe could be stronger. But the environment's not super duper strong at the moment. Hold on, just going back, looking through these comments. I just wanted to see Peter's comment again. Amazing Person 349 said mainly a flooding risk with the training thunderstorms. Buffalo radar picking up on 76 millimeters of rain. Yeah, I agree 100%. It's mainly a flooding risk, but we're a bit concerned that we could have a problem with this particular storm. Let me just go back to radar again. Let's take a look. We're down to a 2% tornado risk on that, which is good. East of the border, 6% now. But right over the Crystal Beach area is actually dialed down to a 2%, which is better than 6, like it was. The storm south of the border looks ridiculous. 42% tornado risk, which is incredibly high. Yeah, if you're in the east OTTO area of New York State, I don't know how to pronounce this. Cattaraugus, Cattaraugus, New Albion. Those areas east of Leon. That storm looks absolutely nasty in New York State. It looks wild. It's just 60 kilometers south of the border. But we're still watching this storm. We did have an unverified report of a waterspout. Has anybody seen anything posted to Anything posted to... sorry, posted to Ontario Storm Reports. Let me go take a look. Any more messages from Peter? I didn't see anything else from Peter. Let me just refresh this here and go back to Ontario Storm Reports and see. Still just Mandy's report is the latest. There is a pending post here. I can go double check it. One sec. I'll check it in the background, so just in case it's something not good. As we get a lot of spam. Whoa, Amy with a wild shot here. Actually, a couple really great reports from 1 minute ago and just now, so I'm going to approve both of those. And yeah, both of those are approved. I'm going to jump back to Community Home, and let's go back to take a look at those reports here. So let me hit refresh. Nothing from Pete came through, no. Nothing from Pete, but look at this wild video from Amy. This is Fort Erie at 5:20. That's a pretty grumpy looking storm. And look at that photo from her. Whoa. That is pretty wild. I'm going to go check my email as well, too, because I asked Pete to send it to email if he could. Nothing from Pete at the moment. I'm going to hold off on that notification until we get something from Pete. We've had some trolls in the past that have been sending us garbage reports, so we're very, very picky. We want to make sure that a report is legit before we send it out. This is from Carrie Whips here, Fort Erie at 5:15, and you can see that video that she was shooting there. This is from Fort Erie. Cloud's got some motion in it for sure. Thank you for that update. We appreciate it. Continue to watch this as we go. Let me just jump back to Instant Weather Pro again and see what we've got. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning from this particular storm. I like to check other Pro Radar apps. There's a very popular Pro Radar app that I'm checking right now, and it doesn't even have this severe thunderstorm warning. So that's pretty sad. Maybe they don't care about us because we're Canadian. I don't know. I'm not sure, but that's okay. We're Canadian, and we have created a great, great Pro Weather Radar suite for Canada. So if you like products by Canadians created for us here in Canada, then, But there's actually, to be fair, we have lots of folks south of the border and lots of folks internationally that use the software. So it's not just for Canadians, but it's created by Canadians, and we have a focus on making it as best as we can for Canada as well. So, but again, we've got some wonderful folks using our app from all over the world, and we do not discriminate against anybody using it. So, hey, there's finally a severe thunderstorm warning from the States on this one. Yay! 27% tornado risk, still pretty high. 65% severe wind risk on that storm. And oh yeah, look at the signature here. It's very strong. Very strong signature where that hook is right there. And that's in New York State, just south of the border. We have our own storm to deal with here, which is under a severe thunderstorm warning going through Fort Erie at the moment. Right at the moment, it's just looking like heavy rain and some gusty winds. So that is pretty good news. We had a unverified report of a waterspout being seen from Port Colborne, but we did not get any photos from that from Pete. Oh, Pete says just sent it, I think. Did you send it to email, Pete? Or did you send it, did you post it on Ontario Storm Reports? Which one was that? I don't see it in my email. I'm going to go check Ontario Storm Reports right now. Thank you so much for submitting that report. It makes a big difference. Let's see here. I just sent it, I think, he says. I don't see anything submitted to Ontario Storm Reports. Pete, can you let me know exactly where you sent? Did you send it via email, or did you send it? Maybe you posted it to the wall of Ontario Storm Watch. Maybe. Jamie says, I use Instant Weather Pro while following Reed Timmer and Ryan Hall in the States. They're pretty impressive streamers down there for sure. Reed's the GOAT. Let's see here. How's London looking? London's fine. It's just going to be windy. So Pete did respond and says, I just sent it, I think. So Pete, let me know where you sent it. If you can clarify that, that would help a lot. I know where to look. If maybe it was... Look at Speed says also recommending max velocity for U.S. coverage. Yeah, max velocity is great, and so is Evan Freiberger is amazing as well too. I like Evan Freiberger a lot. He's a friend of our page. He really wants to get his hands on our 3D weather stuff. He's like, I want to use that for our stream, so we're gonna hook him up with that, and it's gonna be great. Let's see here. Peter says not really phone savvy, trying to send video. Sorry. No worries, Peter. Did you try to send it? Through email? Maybe. If you could let me know exactly where you tried to send it. Did you try to email it to us, or? Let's see here. I'm gonna look in my spam folder just in case it went there. Don't see anything on that account. Let me see here. I'm gonna keep looking through spam. Just in case it went to spam. No, I don't see it there. Okay. Well, we'll keep looking for that, Pete. Trying to find your report. Facebook. Oh, he sent it on Facebook. Okay, okay. Maybe you sent it as a message? Let me see here. I'll try to find it. Maybe you sent it as a message? Let's see here. Ontario Storm Watch. I don't see anything from you. I'm going to go back and refresh Ontario Storm reports here to see. Nothing from Ontario Storm reports. Not sure if it went through or not, Pete. But I appreciate you going the extra mile to try to get that to us. Anything for Niagara Falls? That's a good question. Most of the action is southeast of you, so I think you're probably in the clear. In fact, overall, I think this general risk is on the out now. Fort Erie is definitely seeing the storm right now and lots of heavy rain. I do want to go check on those storms in Alberta here. Oh, the percentage has gone up a bit. 3% tornado risk now from machine learning. 30% severe wind risk on that storm. If you do want to see those percentages, again, you can subscribe to Instant Weather Pro at instantweatherpro.com. And please be patient. Teresa will send you out instructions on how to get that all dialed in. And then, let's see here. And then you can use it. It actually works. This is a website, so it works on pretty much most devices. Blocked Gamer says, why is Toronto missing out on these storms? Just the direction they're going. It has to do with the location of the fronts. But yeah, it's just the direction they're going, basically. Buffalo radar picking up a 91 millimeters northeast of Crystal Beach. So yeah, flooding risk for sure for that area. Absolutely. So let's go take a look at those thunderstorms in southeast Alberta. Nothing too special from what I can tell. Yeah, they generally look pretty boring. This one down here is kind of interesting. South of Milk River. A little bit of weak rotation there, but nothing too exciting. If we click on the U.S. radar that's nearby, looks a lot boring, a lot more boring. And I think that's a special weather statement here in the States. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so let's go back here. We're working on our U.S. alert system just so you can see alerts that are close to the Canadian border here. And as you can see, sometimes they work. So severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see what they talked about here. 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Hail damage to vehicles as possible. Yeah, they talked about that on that particular storm. And what's ours at now? 6% tornado risk ours has changed to. Okay. Okay, ever changing. And that is, let's see here. That might be a little bit confused because it's so close to the radar station. That might be why that percentage has gone up a bit. Jamie says, it would be great to have another form to share other info. For example, I had a great screenshot of instant weather storm risk from last week's outbreak in Oklahoma and Mississippi, but I can't share it anywhere. Actually, Jamie, if you go, we do have a group called Instant Weather App. So if you go to the Instant Weather App group on Facebook, we probably would allow a screenshot from Instant Weather Pro on there. So that's a better page to share stuff like that. A better group to share stuff like that for sure. Cody says the special weather statement in Montana does mention the risk of funnel clouds. Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. But yeah, this is upgraded now to a 49% severe wind risk and 6% tornado risk, potentially enhanced by the fact that it's this close to radar, so it may be having issues dealing with the intensity of the storm because it's so close to radar. That can be a problem at times, but Fort Erie's in it now. The main risk here is flooding at this point in time. Crystal Beach area, Fort Erie area, it's been nonstop heavy rain for quite a while. So I would say that it's probably a flooding risk, if anything, for this area. It did get a bit interesting there, but mainly a flooding risk at this point in time. I'll animate the radar here so you can see which way it's going. Let me slow this down here a bit. You can see the storm was coming up from the south, tracked over this area. This area has had non-stop precipitation for quite a while, heavy, heavy precipitation. So definitely a flooding risk from Crystal Beach through Fort Erie and areas south of Niagara Falls at this point in time. Okay. Jamie said, okay, awesome, thank you. You're very welcome, and thanks again for subscribing to Instant Weather Pro, and thank you for becoming a YouTube channel member as well, too. We really appreciate it. Really makes a big difference, so thank you so much for your support. Darren says, thanks for being live and looking out for communities. Oh, you're very welcome. It's my pleasure. I've been sitting around all winter waiting for thunderstorms, so, you know, we have some now, so I was like, hey, let's go live. I can't go live for every storm, but I try my best, especially if things are significant, to go live. And if I can't go live, there's always Brennan and Alana and Liam on the team who are incredible, and they can go live and help track storms if I am, doing something with family or playing some big rock show or something like that. Speaking of playing big rock shows, they just announced it, so I guess we're allowed to announce it now. But I ended up, at the age of 41, after 10 years of not being in a rock band, I ended up joining a new rock band, which is pretty fun. But we just found out that we're opening for Colin James at Kempenfest. So if anybody is in the Barrie area and you want to come to Kempenfest and watch Colin James, our band is called Face the Lion, and we'll be opening up for Colin James at Kempenfest on Saturday, August 2nd. So you'll get to see me shred some lead guitar and support Anthony, the lead singer. He's got a great rock voice, and I'm doing lots of cool harmonies with him, and I got some pretty cool parts myself. So. But I get to be the lead guitar player, which is a lot of fun. So if you want to come see me rock out on electric guitar, I know you've seen me rock out on acoustic guitar many, many times. But if you want to come see that, that would be a lot of fun. So look for or try to get tickets to Colin James in Barrie at Kempenfest. Face the Lion. Vale says Face the Lion. Face the Lion is cool too. But no, Face the Lion, like, the big cat. Face the Lion. The lion. Mason Person 3409 says tornado warning now stateside. Oh yeah, I see that down there too. Yeah, that has gone into a tornado warning now. That storm was pretty nasty, and they have now issued a tornado warning. It doesn't even look as strong as it did earlier. I wonder if they got a report. Do we have any details here? We do have details. Hey, look at that. We finally got U.S. details. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, radar indicated rotation. So there's no tornado report on that one right now. If there was a tornado reported, it would say the details in the warning. But they have issued a tornado warning on that one right now. It looked stronger a few frames ago. Peter says, post it on Instant Weather this time. Okay, Peter. I will look for it. Will you be giving live weather updates? What, from Kempenfest? Yeah, probably. Cross your fingers there's no bad weather that day, but if there is, for the hour I have to be on stage, I'll be paying close attention. Did we get to 7% tornado risk now on the storm? Oh, yeah, I just got that on my email. I get emailed when the storm risk gets pretty high. Gives me a nice heads up. 7% tornado risk now on that storm. Again, I think it's probably because it's so close to the radar now, it's kind of messing with it, but mainly a flooding risk, I think, probably for the Fort Erie area. We're so close to the radar, though, that could actually be a problem with what I'm looking at. I probably have a better chance of looking at Canadian radar here. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little something going on here east of the international border. I think mainly it looks like, yeah, 7% tornado risk. So that's the highest we've seen so far on that particular storm. It's starting to move out of the area, but definitely still, I mean, for Fort Erie and Crystal Beach, still more precipitation. So he said it's posted on instant weather. I'm trying to figure out where he posted it. So let me see here. I'll try to find it. Yeah, that storm's still looking... Oh, yeah, definitely rotation just east of Buffalo. A couple of pockets of rotation east of Buffalo on that particular storm. So he said he posted it on instant weather. What did he mean? Let's see here. Let me see. Posted on instant weather. I'm going to go take a look at Ontario storm reports. Maybe that's what he meant. Maybe he meant instant weather Ontario. I don't see anything pending for Ontario storm reports. So where did he post it? Let's see here. Maybe he emailed it? Peter, can you clarify where that waterspout photo is? Melissa makes a good point. She says there's 664 people watching, but under 150 likes. Be sure to click that like button. It helps boost the algorithm and support the channel. Please and thank you. We're trying to grow the channel. So Vale says, Adam, loved your song, No Apologies. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Trino Pro says, why hasn't there been a post on the instant weather website since April 8th? Maybe we haven't done a forecast since then. I'm not sure. That might be the reason. Let's see here. So Peter said he posted it on instant weather this time. Peter, can you clarify where that was? Was that the instant weather group? Was it the instant weather app group? Was it the Instant Weather Canada Facebook page? I'm trying to figure out exactly where you posted it. But thank you, Peter. I appreciate you going this extra mile. Look at Speed says, Adam, do you guys have music on Spotify? Yeah, the two albums that they released before I joined the band are on Spotify. So if you look up Face the Lion, to make sure it's that band, they have a song called, what's a good song? Living Scared is a good one. Another one would be Dig No More. Those are... Peter is on Ontario Storm Reports. I don't see anything on Ontario Storm Reports. Maybe it was maybe he posted it as a comment. Oh, I see a pending request. Nope, that is definitely not. No, that is definitely. I'm gonna block whoever. This is horrible. No, a second here. Yeah, that's definitely a no-no. So that's not him, but maybe he posted as a comment. I'm not sure. James says, how did I fare during the ice storm? It was pretty brutal. I'm still cleaning up from it. It's just taking forever. So is everybody in our area. Barrie got hit pretty hard. We lost power for 2 days. I went and rented a generator on the Friday. I walked in. I said, do you have any generators left? And he's like, we have them all. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm the weather guy, so I know to be prepared. And then when I returned the generator, he said, I'm so glad you're bringing this back. We have a list of like 200 people that need it. I'm like, oh, okay. He put everybody on the list. And I'm like, oh. So what do they say? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's definitely on Facebook. I just watched it, says Katie and the crew. But where? Where is it? On Ontario Storm Reports? Maybe it is on Ontario Storm Reports and I just missed it. Hold on, let me try to find it. Where did it go? Okay, let me try to find it here. Okay, I'm going to go find it. Ontario Storm Reports. Oh, I did find it. Ah, okay. Okay, I'm watching it now. Oh, boy. Let's see. Okay, thank you so much, Peter, for sharing this. I'm gonna switch over to this so you can see it. The quality is really low. I'm having a hard time seeing anything specific. There's kind of like a dark patch here, but I can't see a water spout. Maybe Peter could see it, but I can't see it. That's a better shot. But when he zoomed in, I couldn't see it. He says it was awesome. He said, I just got a water spout on film, bud. I mean, I believe that you can see it. I can't see it in the video. So, but thanks, Peter, for that report. Appreciate it. Yeah, Peter, if you could edit your post to mention. Hold on a sec. I'll just do it in the comments here. This report is from Port Colborne. I asked Peter to share it on our live stream on YouTube. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I have a really hard time seeing it there, but yeah, if you're saying it touched the water, then touch the water. Thank you for that report. Appreciate it. I just can't see it in that video. More snowfall warnings issued by Environment Canada for Whitecourt, Edson, Fox Creek, and Swan Hills in Alberta. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let me just jump back to radar here, see if our storm is finally done. It might be done for us. It's not done for areas near Buffalo and now it's at a 9% tornado risk, but is thankfully mainly east of the international border. Crystal Beach is it's not raining in Crystal Beach. Oh, I see. Everyone in my team chat is laughing at me. Oopsie, my bad. They're laughing at me because they're like trying to point out Peter's video to me for a while I was looking for it. Yes, I see. It was already approved. I was looking in the approvals. I wasn't looking at the main page, so I probably should have looked at the main page. But thank you again, Peter, for sharing that. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Yeah, so again, Crystal Beach, there definitely could be some flooding up there. Fort Erie still seeing heavy precipitation, so still could be seeing some isolated flooding in the Crystal Beach and Fort Erie areas southeast of Niagara Falls. The main core of this storm has now moved to the east, which we expected. I could see the severe thunderstorm warning from Environment Canada being dropped relatively soon. That's obviously up to them, but that storm has moved out of the area now, so... besides Fort Erie, still getting a lot of heavy rain. Still a tornado warning south of the border here in the U.S. on that storm, which is only 60 kilometers south of Buffalo. So quite a potent little line, which we expected. We expected it for 5 p.m. It landed at 5 p.m. So that might be some interesting foreshadowing to see how the rest of the season is going to go for timing-wise. Maybe the models are on the ball today. That would be great. I mean, they were today, so hopefully they're on for the rest of the season. Mason Person 3409 says, radar estimating 97 millimeters now northeast of Crystal Beach. So northeast of Crystal Beach here got 97 millimeters of rainfall based on radar estimations. So, oh boy. Let's see here. Hayden says, can we check up on those storms south of Medicine Hat? Yeah, we sure can. Let's do a zoom out and go take a look here. These arrows are probably pointing the wrong way. Yeah, they are. They're pointing completely the wrong way. We got to work on those. Most of the time they're awesome, but especially in the winter and in kind of some of the colder times, they seem to be pointing the wrong direction. So we'll work on that. It'd be nice if you could turn them on and off. Oh, the cool thing is being able to check on the storm risk. The machine learning details for that one. Supposedly in this special weather statement, it does say funnel clouds are not entirely out of the question. These storms may also produce brief cold air funnels, which are mostly harmless, says the National Weather Service. Mostly harmless, but occasionally they can turn into a little landspout tornado. So yeah, if you see any funnel clouds there. We also have a reporting group in Alberta. We have one called Alberta Storm Reports. We have Saskatchewan Storm Reports. We have Manitoba Storm Reports. We have Ontario Storm Reports, and we have Atlantic Canada Storm Reports as well. The only ones we have to add to it is Quebec and BC and Northwest are basically the territories. Canadian territories Storm Reports would be probably the good name for that. But yeah, if you, I think our Alberta Storm Report page now our group has 170,000 members or so. It's pretty wild. Or maybe 150, somewhere there, 150-ish. So yeah, if you do see any funnel clouds with that, please report it to our groups. You can also share it directly on X/Twitter. If you tag hashtag AB Storm would be Alberta, SK Storm would be Saskatchewan, MB Storm would be Manitoba, and ON Storm would be Ontario. And if you do that, then Environment Canada checks those reports, and they'll be able to see that as well too. So, Amazing Person 3409 says the non-supercell tornado parameter is up to a 3 in Alberta and 4 in Saskatchewan. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Let's see here. I'm going to double check on that as well. Yeah, so there might be, yeah, I see that there too. Okay. Oh, yeah, and actually quite a bit in southern Saskatchewan as well too. Yeah, I see that right now. In fact, let me bring that up here on the screen. I think I can probably bring it up right here. Okay. So if I go to this sector here and I go to non-supercell tornado, you can see that right there. So southern Alberta, there is some funnel cloud potential, and you can see a little bullseye funnel cloud potential here in southern Saskatchewan as well too. So that might be worth a notification for me to send over there right now, especially because we have storms in those particular areas at the moment. And let's see if we have some development in southern Saskatchewan. Yeah, we have this right here. That whole system is kind of rotating around itself. So, yeah, there's funnel cloud potential across southern Alberta and southern Saskatchewan. So appreciate that, Amazing Person 3409. I will. I think I'm going to send a notification for that just to give folks a heads up that there is a little bit of potential for funnel cloud development there. As far as Ontario is concerned, I think the show is pretty much over. Those storms will track towards Prince Edward County, and so we'll keep an eye on that to see if anything interesting does occur with them. But overall, I think the general severe risk there is pretty much donezo. Areas east of Ontario, so northeast of Buffalo, still seeing a strong storm risk with that storm, but that is now basically almost done in Fort Erie and moving out to the east. So our thoughts are with those. If anybody received any flooding down that area today, thankfully the rotation didn't get that strong, which is great. And again, those storms are going to be heading to the northeast, so they could potentially head over towards Prince Edward County, but they might miss to the south. So we'll be watching that closely. I'm going to go get rid of this notification. I'm going to get rid of the live streaming notification. And again, it's probably not very long until Environment Canada gets rid of that severe thunderstorm warning, considering that storm is gone now. But I'm going to notify southern Alberta and southern Saskatchewan that there is some potential for funnel cloud development down there, because there are some storms there, and funnel clouds are not entirely out of the question for those storms as well too. So yeah, so that's basically it. Thank you so much for joining us on the stream, and I know it was going to be a short one today. Jennifer says only 12 likes. Oh boy. Yeah, hit the like button if you can. Pretty please. Let's see here. Thank you again, Amazing Person 349 for your help. Thank you to Brendan for his help, and Lana, and Cole, and Cody, and Liam, and everybody on the team, Patricia, and Lindsay, and Teresa, Miranda, anybody I missed. There's many more on the team, so I appreciate everybody's help. And huge thank you to our dev team for continuing to update Instant Weather Pro and the Instant Weather free app as well too. If you haven't downloaded the free app, head over to instantweatherapp.com. If you're on Android, the issue with the hourly product will be fixed in the next few days. So the fix is done, and it's being uploaded, I believe, today or tomorrow. So we're going to do a quick test with it, and then we're going to push it out, and it should be fixed. So that's all great stuff. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate all of your help and all of your support. Hannah coming in as a new member. Thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member, Hannah K. Thank you so very much. And thank you to all those who have become one, like Tetley. Thank you so much. Dottie as well. Miss Musk Oxen as well. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Dottie says, thank you, Adam, and those behind the scenes. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody in the team. Appreciate it. I'm going to go notify Alberta and Saskatchewan now, extreme southern Alberta, extreme southern Saskatchewan, about the potential for funnel clouds as well. And again, if you are in those areas and you do experience something, you can always share it with us on Alberta storm reports and on Saskatchewan storm reports, and then the rest of the community will be able to see those. So thank you again, everybody. Appreciate it. Hopefully you're all staying safe, and we'll talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.